Playing games is something we all like to do, whether it's a card game, a board game, or trivia based. There's always something that piques an interest and usually brings us closer to each other, or can tear relationships apart. But what if those fun loving games took a deadly turn? Would you still play, or would you leave? Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every new sub helps us achieve our goal and keeps us motivated to create new content. With that being said, I'm your host, Jamie, and here are 10 films with deadly games. Number 1, Saw. We've talked about this film before, and with the creative genius of James Wan and Lee Wannell, we have to discuss this again. The game we're playing in this film is What Would You Do to Survive? Jigsaw had already put countless people to the test, with only one survivor, and that's saying something. Some of these tests he puts people through are truly horrific, really seeing the lengths people will go through to come out alive. Saw follows Dr. Lawrence Gordon and Adam as they wake up in a dilapidated bathroom, chained to pipes. It's not long after that they start talking, and Lawrence realizes exactly what's going on as he was previously a suspect in previous murders. He goes on to tell Adam all about it, almost defeated, until he realizes his wife and daughter are also in danger, which ignites a fire in him to free himself and save his family. Lawrence is hell-bent on getting out, so he saws off his own foot to try and escape, eventually doing so. But due to blood loss, it isn't too long. Adam, on the other hand, has no real backstory and seems like a pretty isolated individual. Nothing truly motivates him to do the unthinkable. By the end, Jigsaw has won yet another game, and to say he's only starting is an understatement. So make sure to check out this twisted game of What Would You Do over on Max, Hulu, Sling, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 2, Would You Rather? The deadliest game of Would You Rather was brought to us in 2012, directed by David Guy Levy, starring Brittany Snow, Jeffrey Combs, and John Hurd, leaving audiences question if they'd do what Iris did. We follow Iris, played by Snow, as she is trying to get enough money to cover her brother's cancer treatment, when she's introduced to Shepard, who offers her a chance to win the money by playing a game at dinner. She accepts, and heading over to Shepard's on the agreed night to find many other contestants. Shepard goes on to test their principles during dinner with simple things like a recovering alcoholic drinking some scotch, or a vegetarian eating meat, all in exchange for large amounts of money. After dinner, he announces the game would be Would You Rather. But the twist is, only one survives and wins. These contestants are all pushed beyond their wildest dreams, making those difficult choices nobody ever thought they would have to make. Each person is brought to their breaking point, having to face fears some never knew they had, just so they could win some money. Granted, more than most of us will ever see, but still, it's not worth another person's life. So take some time to appreciate this Would You Rather masterpiece over on Philo, AMC Plus, Sling, Prime, Google Play, or Apple TV. Number 3, The Game. In 1997, David Fincher directed this mystery thriller, and honestly, I didn't know what game it was portraying until I was older, and it made it much more scary than it originally was. We follow an investment banker named Nicholas, played brilliantly by Michael Douglas, as he is gifted a voucher to a game from his estranged brother. This voucher is for the company Consumer Recreation Services, who tailors games to individuals. Yes, this is a real company where you can literally get games for somebody. It's really weird, but I digress. Nicholas goes onto the company's office to apply, where he is put through many exams and ultimately finds out he was rejected. Once he's home, he quickly learns that rejection was not real, and he is now a part of the game. In order to win, he has to figure out the object of the game, which leads him down paths he never knew he would go. Nicholas is one of those guys that can do no wrong, but when things go completely haywire for him, he's ready to kill anybody and everybody who stands in his way so he can get back on top. I will say the object of this game was pure, but I have to question why anybody would do something like this to another person. There's only so much bad a person can take before they snap, and Michael Douglas really nails these emotions. So let me know what you think after you check this out on Google Play, Prime, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 4, game night. Game nights are meant to be a fun time with friends or family, but sometimes they take a twisted turn when one person decides on a mystery game. Following Max and Annie as they go to his brother Brooks' house for a game night, it quickly turns into a real mystery. Brooks, after announcing the game, is kidnapped, while everybody just stands around watching. Some friends go to the game's headquarters to get a clue, but realize they're not going to be able to. Max and Annie are on a mission to get Brooks back, only to find out that there's some real problems with what Brooks does for a living. He recently stole a Fabergé egg and sold it to somebody else instead of who really wanted it. Max and Annie are able to capture this egg and free Brooks, but there's even more to the story. There's so many twists and turns in this film, it'll leave you wondering what's real and what's pretend. So grab some pen and paper with some friends and see if you can figure out before it's over on Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 5, Escape Room. Escape rooms are supposed to be a lot of fun with silly challenges and puzzles to find the key to let you out. Well, 6 people from various backgrounds are given a puzzle box, and upon completion, they're invited to the escape room with a chance to win $10,000. Who wouldn't take that deal? The first 2 rooms they encounter seem easy enough. It's just a giant heating oven or a winter's cabin, nothing too severe. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg as things take a turn for the worst in the following rooms. One of the players dies from falling through thin ice and drowning. Another falls to her death down a long shaft. After a while, 2 of the contestants realize these are all horrific events they've already faced, and the point of the game is to see which person is the luckiest. Ultimately, they end up escaping the rooms, thinking they're in the clear after they talk to and kill the game's mastermind. It isn't until later that one of them learns they're still in this game, even warning the other. But he's not too impressed with the notion, telling her to forget it and move on. The cinematography is fabulous in this film, and the practical effects are so well done that I sometimes forgot it's a movie. All the cast bring their A game as well, playing off each other so well that even the awkwardness is real enough. So, if you ever want a reason to not visit an escape room, this would be it. But for just a good puzzle that will leave you questioning everything, head on over to Hulu, Sling, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango to check it out.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope that you're enjoying all of our content. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. If you want to support us even further, there are numerous ways. First, check out fatninja.shop, our very own merch store where we sell t-shirts, hoodies, hats, shoes, and more, featuring our logo and other designs. You can also join our Patreon, linked in the video description. Last but not least, we have officially launched the YouTube membership program. At only $4.99 a month, you'll get access to our monthly newsletter featuring reviews, previews, and exclusive behind-the-scenes information about our upcoming projects and videos. You also get a nifty little badge and special emojis that you can use during our upcoming live stream chats. And if you're a member of our Discord channel, you'll get access to a special role which gives you even better access to the Fat Ninja staff and the chance to enter a monthly prize drawing as well as a shout out at the end of our videos. The prize drawings will only begin once we have reached our goal of 50 members. Finally, you'll also be gifted a special coupon code good for 20% off any item from our store. We appreciate each and every one of you and are incredibly thankful for your support. Each new subscriber and member helps us achieve our goals and keeps us motivated to create new content each week. Thanks again. Take care.
Number 6, stay alive. A lot of people love video games, and 1 in 4 of those gamers is addicted to them. There's always a new and interesting game to be played, and when Hutch receives a game at his friend's funeral, he's all in. The game is called Stay Alive and has one goal, which if you couldn't tell, it's just to stay alive. Well, Hutch, his girlfriend, some friends, and even his boss all gather around to play this game and beat the newest challenge. Once they're all playing, one of the ghosts tells Hutch to pick a flower, a rose to be exact. And October, his girlfriend, explains the significance. A ghost cannot cross a path that has roses, so take note of that. Shortly after, the boss dies in the game, and that same night, he's murdered in the exact same way. Now investigators are trying to figure out what happened to all these people when they too become engrossed in the game. Strange things start happening to all of them. Typical haunting-like events, such as something moving in the corner of their eyes, or feeling like they're being watched. All the while still trying to stay alive. October ends up doing some research and figures out who is possessing the game, and how to take them down. With the help of Hutch, they should be able to defeat it in time, right? We'll take some time to enjoy this deadly video game over on Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. You won't want to miss it. Number 7, Ready or Not. Hide and Seek is a child's favorite game. It's easy and everybody participates. But what if it became deadly? Grace has just married Alex, who runs a successful game company. On the night of their wedding, Alex tells Grace that the family plays a game starting at midnight and ending at dawn with the new members of the family. Out of the cards, she gets Hide and Seek, thinking it's just a game and nothing more. As she runs off to hide, the family arms themselves with various weapons. Shortly after, Alex's sister almost finds Grace when she accidentally kills a maid, making Grace realize her next goal is to survive the night. Alex also helps her out by disarming the alarm system, which eventually is the reason she can escape the vast mansion. But during all this, we learn that the family is actually cursed, and in order to keep the end of the bargain, they must sacrifice the newest member of the family, or else the curse takes over. The family also believes that it'll be an easy event, though most of them don't understand how to use a weapon, but leave it to Grace to put up a fight of a lifetime. The ending even had me cracking up. This scene is so simple, yet so much in the typical in-law horror stories you hear about. So as Grace is crossing the grounds, covered in blood, while the mansion is up in flames, police arrive on scene and ask her what happened, to which she replies with, "In-laws." Yeah, I gave away the last scene, but honestly, everything that happened up until this point is a wild ride that you have to enjoy over on Hulu, Disney+, Sling, Google Play, Apple TV, Fandango, or Prime. Number 8, The Running Man. In 1987, Arnold Schwarzenegger starred in this dystopian action film directed by Paul Michael Glaser. Set in 2017, America has become a totalitarian police state. Basically, the government controls everything, and there's no exception to this rule. As for entertainment, there's a TV game show that allows convicted criminals to run towards their freedom. But there's a catch. They're being chased by armed individuals labeled as stalkers. Well, Police Captain Ben Richards, played by Schwarzenegger, refuses orders to massacre people during some riots, which he's eventually framed and sent to prison for. After 18 months, he escapes and is captured shortly after and sent back to prison. The game show host decides to try and recruit Richards, thinking it'll boost his ratings. Richards reluctantly agrees so that 2 other officers don't have to go through this. But the host disregards his promise and all 3 are sent to the arena. The guys then have to fight all these stalkers and hope they can come out on top. I can't lie, I kept thinking of Mortal Kombat with this film due to some of the names of the stalkers, such as Sub-Zero, Dynamo, and Buzzsaw. To me, there's just a huge resemblance there, but I digress. Richards is this badass who holds nothing back when all he wants is to survive and protect his comrades. It's a thrilling ride with some gruesome deaths. But you'll love this, so check it out on Hulu, Fubo, Sling, Prime, Paramount Plus, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango, and let me know what you think. Sub-Zero? More like Plain Zero. Number 9, Gamer. Gerard Butler and Terry Crews battling it out should pique your interest, at least a little bit. Even though Butler is usually typecast, it doesn't take away from the fact that he is a good actor. So in the year 2034, a computer programmer invents nanites, which are like little computers that you can put into people's brains, letting another person take control. First, it started off with a game similar to The Sims, happy-go-lucky, living life through these avatars, who are real people, and these avatars are paid once their contract is up. However, we still have evil in the world, so they came up with a game called Slayers, where criminals fight for their freedom. Well, Cable, played by Butler, is on his 27th game. He only needs to win 3 more to gain his freedom. Gamekeepers decide that they needed to liven things up a little bit and put in Hackman, played by Cruz, who is in complete control over himself, which gives him the upper hand since there's no lag. During this match, activists hack the systems, revealing the truth behind these games, and Cable's control person releases his command, giving Cable all of his freedoms. Cable then escapes the arena and goes to find his wife, who's in the other game, and together they search for their daughter, who's in the hands of the madman in charge, the computer programmer. This film is one of those ones that doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination, and there's some really good talking points. So, grab a friend, some popcorn, and check this out over on Philo, Pluto, Sling, Plex, Google Play, Fandango, Prime, or Apple TV. Number 10, Rollerball. Set in 2018, we follow Jonathan, the team captain for the Houston Rollerball team, as one of the corporation's chairman wants him to retire. Jonathan doesn't want to retire, at least he doesn't want to announce it at the next match, even though his retirement package was lavish. He just wants to see his ex-wife, whom he still loves, but was taken from him by another rich guy. Jonathan is also trying to find out as much information as possible, finding that libraries are now digital and stored on supercomputers. One of his friends gives him a bit of a warning, saying that these guys are afraid of him and he doesn't know why. This leads Jonathan to be even more curious, wanting more answers. While he's on his adventure for information, the game becomes more brutal and ruthless than before. There's no penalties, limited substitutions, all in the hopes that Jonathan gets injured or dies. The other players are just casualties and it gets intense. During the final match, it's down to Jonathan and 2 players from the opposing team. But he gets the upper hand, with one dying and the other just gets knocked down, so he can score the only point in the game. I will say, I was not expecting this much action and conspiracy from a film made in 1975, but it doesn't disappoint. Taking something we already know, roller derby, and turning it into the most violent kind of game ever is so epic. So make sure to check it out on Tubi, Pluto, Fandango, Google Play, Apple TV, or Prime. Thanks for checking out the video. Did we leave any films off the list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to tap that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. You can reach out to us on Twitter or X at Studios Fat, or chat with us on Discord, linked below. We're also now on Blue Sky. You can find us at studiosfat.bsky.social, which will also link below. If you're really enjoying our content and want to help support us, click that join button for exclusive content, rewards, and perks. Make sure to check out our very own merch store located at fatninja.shop. All proceeds go towards our next film project, so we'd greatly appreciate it. I've been your host, Jamie. Thanks again. See you in the next one.